This is a website can generate 100 leads for me in 60 seconds. You don't believe me? Let me show you how you can build it for your business as well. So the first thing that you're going to do is sign up on make.com for free. Once you sign up, this is the dashboard that you will see. Simply just click on create scenario here. Your first module is going to be the module that goes to Google and searches the maps to find the business that you're targeting. So what you're going to do is search for Google Maps module, and the action that we want is for you to search places. So we want it, if our target location is say Texas, we want it to go to Texas place and search for the businesses that we're looking for in that particular location. So we're going to search for places here. My own connection here already exists, but if yours doesn't, simply go to console.cloud.google.com, and I'm just simply going to switch out to the account that has that particular connection there. So what you would do to establish the connection, you just go to this online help here, so that you would find the what's it called, the APIs that you have to connect in your console, right? So once you get there, see these, you're going to come down, and of course you will see all the instructions here. But what is most important is going to be this. So here are all the APIs that you have to connect back in, so that you'll be able to use the places. So you see all this list of APIs here. You have to come into your connection here, and this is my own connection, as you can see, my Google Maps. And then you go here, and then you go to your APIs here, then you find your enabled APIs here, or you basically just go to the library because you might not have any. But if you don't, just go search for each of them here so that you can enable them. So you can see all of these, just copy them as these, and then come to your APIs here, put it here, and then search for it, right? So you can see them here. So you just go ahead and install in any of these that you want. But basically the most important one is actually this places API. As you can see, if I search for mine, and this one here is going to be this, but of course you can also install this, but this one worked very well for me, so that's the one that I enabled, right? Once you enable all the APIs that you're okay with, if you want more of this, you can see each of them here: validate address, create display, or something, anyhow you want. Any of these that you want is fine, but we are just trying to get important information about millions of locations. That's what we're trying to get. But if you want any more, you can always install any of these as well. And once you're done, you just simply come back to your credentials here. And what you want to do is now create a credential here, and you want to create an API key. So if you click on this, it will create an API key for you, and you'll be able to use that. So that is how you'll be able to establish your own Google Maps connection. But of course, if you want some more detailed explanation on how to go through, you can simply just come here. You'll be able to find it here as well. So once you do that, you want to find the places by text search. So, or you really just want to type in the words, because the other alternative would be by nearby search, which you of course are not nearby, and you will not be able to search with words for that. So you want to search for by text. So what we want is, maybe let's say restaurants in maybe New York. But of course, it will depend on what you want in this case. So we leave this the way it is, and we can just set our limits for this test purpose to, let's say, 4. And then we can just save these, and then we'll save these, right? So the next thing that we're going to do is get our website, because once it's returned, okay, let me set this to 1 so I can be running it every time. I really don't like to collect so many leads that I might not need, because I don't target restaurants, so I really don't need that. So if I run this one time, you can see it goes ahead to get me this address, it goes ahead to get me La Grande Boursier. But the funny thing is that I can't see any website here. So I have to find a way to, get their website if they have any. So what I'm going to do is add an HTTP that is going to go to Google Maps and find with the location or the name, and the name find the website for me as well. So I'm going to do HTTP here. I'm going to do make a request. That's what I'm going to do. And my authentication, I don't think I need it. No, I don't need authentication. And my URL is going to be this, because this is where, like I said, I need to go to my Google Map API and get it. So just copy this as it is and it will work for you, right? So the method that I want is the get method, because I want to get the website. So I'm going to leave headers as it is, but I'm going to add queries here. So my first query is going to be the place ID. So I have the name. So what I'm going to use is I will use that place ID to find the website, right? So this is the place ID. So I'm going to put this now. So the next thing that I want is the website. So I'm going to put that as a field that I want. So I'm just going to call that field here. And then the value here is going to be website, right? So the last thing I'm also going to put is going to be my key, which is my API key. So I'll put this, and I have to copy that from the setup, and I'll put my API key here. So I think that's everything I need. So I'll leave every other thing as it is, and I'm going to save this, and I will save this, right? So what usually happens is I'm going to get me the name here, get me the name in the search places, and get me the website in the HTTP, right? So I need to also extract things like social media, phone number, address, all those kind of things. I need to also extract it. So I'm going to use Apify to do that scraping. So I'm going to add a module, and I'm going to call Apify, and I'm going to run an actor. So the actor that I'm looking for is, I think, contact something. Yeah, this one, contact detail scraper. So I'll use that one. And the URL here, I'm going to turn it to the website URL, right? So I'm going to do the website URL that I get here, which I have to run this to even get. So now I have to even run this to even get. So let me copy that my places ID so I can run the second one. So yeah, so I'll run this module, and then I'll put the place ID, and then I'll run it. Yes, so it has to go ahead and output. As you can see, data use and so I've gone ahead to fix the problem that we had with this. So now that we have this, we have fixed this, and this is now working perfectly. So we have been able to I had to change my API key, so I couldn't do that on camera because I don't know why my other API key was having issues. So now that my API has been updated and I have this, so I've been able to pull the website. As you can see, I have the website here. So I've pulled that. So what I have to do now is come into my Apify and change this to the website here. So I'm going to put these here. So I'm going to put, sorry, looking at the wrong thing. So I should put these here. So if you do this, you do result, you're going to see website. So that's what, no, I'm on the wrong lane. So I should put it here. So I'm going to put the website here. So yeah, everything else, it's okay for me. So I'm going to make sure that it runs synchronously. That means it only stops when it's done running. And yeah, I think I like how everything else is. And I save this, right? So yeah, I'm going to try to run this again so I can. Yeah, so what did it say? Should check the JSON. Okay, so I think in my process of, let me do this again. I think I deleted something in my process of, trying to get that thing. So let me do it again here. So I think I see what the problem is. There is an open here, there is an open here, there is an open here that ends this, but there is no open that closes this out. So I think I should close it out here. Yeah, so if I have this, it closes it out here. So yeah, I think that should work. So let me try again. Yeah, so it's working now. Okay, so now that it's done running, the next thing that we want to do is get our data set, because with Apify, once you're done running Apify, you want a breakdown of Apify. I think I have some videos where I talk about it in full, or where I talk about it in depth, right? So this particular one, I'm just not really talking about it. So yeah, we come down to what are we looking for? We're looking for the storage, right? So let's just add another module, because with Apify, once it's done running, it creates something called a dataset and installs it in Apify on the platform itself. So if you want to grab those data, you have to get that dataset item so that you can get the data. So what you're going to do is add a module, and we do Apify here. and we're going to come down and you can see get dataset items, and our connection picks up from here. But if you don't have a connection, you would have to click on add, and you can just use the Apify recommended, which allows you to just send your own Apify and connect it. And for the API token, you have to go into Apify and get your API token, right? But of course, one good thing with Make is that it always offer online help. So if you don't understand what I'm saying, you can just click on this online help and you'll see a breakdown of how to establish a connection. So for the dataset ID here, the dataset ID rather, you're going to come down to storage ID. You see dataset here. You click on this and you'll see default. That's what you want to go for. And that's everything that you need here. So you save these and then you save these, right? So I don't think I want to run that in full. So let me just get the ID here so I can run just this one. I can do this and then I can, what did I copy? So now I need to make it run again. Or let me go into my Apify and get, because every time I'm running this Apify, I'm running through tokens. So I try to not run it unnecessarily. Let me use that word. Because right now I don't need to run it because I'm testing this, because once I'm done building the whole thing, I'm going to run it all over again. So I don't need to run the whole thing right now. So I will just come to storage here. And then this is the one that I just created right now. As you can see, 10, yeah, this is the one I just created. So I'll just copy this ID here. And then I go back into my setup and I'll run only this module and I'll put the ID and then I'll run it. You see, it has gotten all the data for me. So now I can create a spreadsheet to add all of these data that I've gotten, the website, the name of the place, and all other details. Sorry, and all other details of the place. So I'm going to add another module to add my Google Sheet. So I'm going to add a row here. So I think I will do with this sheet because this is what it gave me from my last script, but I'm just going to add it. I don't think I want to delete this. Let me just leave it the way it is. So I'll add a connection, and then I think I'm going to do LinkedIn leads where this is. So I'll do LinkedIn leads. So I'm going to do lead here. That's where mine is, and of course it contains errors, and then the name is going to come from the very first thing that I got here. That's the name here. The website is going to come from what I got here, and then the industry, whatever, restaurants, a restaurant industry, or is it part of hospitality? I really don't know, so whatever. And then the location, we're going to be able to start getting those details from here. So let's see what we got. Nope, yeah, here. So where is location? Sorry, we're going to get the location from here as well. So yeah, we see the formatted address here. That's the location. But the other things, the phone number, will get it from the Apify one. So you can see here phone number, you see it here. The emails, you see it here. The LinkedIn, you see it here. If they had any LinkedIn, you would see it there. So any social media handles that they have, you will see it here. So just pick what is available. Restaurants mostly are not even on LinkedIn. They're mostly maybe on Facebook and Instagram. So we are just going to pick all of them. So in case they're in anyone that they're in, you can see it here. So you just pick any of the platforms, but if you're just looking for Facebook and Instagram, you can just stop with Facebook and Instagram. You don't need to pick everything you see here. And Telegrams, of course, and Reddit. And then the WhatsApp, you can put it here, and then of course you can save these, and then you save these. So let's run this in its entirety right now. Let's auto align it and run it in its entirety. So for context, why is this lagging? We currently have 11 leads, so I'm thinking once you're done with our run, we should have 12 leads in here. Let's just see how it goes. currently is running the actor for us in scraping. So yeah, it has gone ahead to get everything for us. So let's go back here. So you see we now have this solved one, which is restaurant, the address, everything that we need. So of course I'm only running one right now. See, I'm returning just one, but you can do 10, 20, 50. So you can get more. So if you do 100, you can get 100 at one run. Do you get? So that's how I said you can get 100 leads in 60 seconds with this. So all of them will just be populated in your, that spreadsheet, and you can, reach out to them on social media, pitch your business. If you have a good offer, of course, you are definitely going to get 1 yes from 100 leads that you reach out to. Like, unless your offer is not good, you're definitely going to get at least one person saying yes to you, or one person saying come back later, let's talk about it, or some set of prospect from, reaching out and pitching your business or pitching your offer or your service to at least 100 leads. I really hope you found this useful, and if you did, please give me a subscribe. What's it called? Give me a thumbs up, subscribe, share, all this good stuff. And if you have any questions about this, you can of course drop it in the comment section. And if you want a custom setup for your business, you can reach out to me on my email. My email is going to be in the description. And I'm going to see you in my next one. Have a blessed day. Okay.